Hi, today I'm going to show you how to assemble the table for the Silex PTE-Quattro. So first I'm going to start showing you the different pieces that you have in the package. You will have four panels for the table base. You will have four pieces like this one, those are the table legs. You have this square metallic one, which is for the bottom part of the table base, and then you have this square part that comes from the top part of the table base. You have four metallic pieces, the straight pieces also that will go in the table, and two tabletops, wooden tabletops. So, and of course a set of screws that will be used to assemble everything. So we're going to assemble now the table base, which means the four metallic legs and the two square frames, metallic square frames. So let me just describe first what you have. The two metallic frames are different from each other. One of them has the placements for different screws, and the other doesn't. So the one that doesn't have any holes in it goes on the floor, and the other one will be placed on top of the metallic legs. So we're going to start installing first the one that comes on top, and here I'm going to explain a few things, so we need to zoom in a little bit. On the metallic square frame, you will see that on one side you have dots that indicate numbers. So if you get closer, on this corner you have one dot. On this one you have two dots that are embossed, and on this one you have three, and on this one you don't have any. So whereas on the other side there is nothing, no dots at all. So the side that has the dots will need to be facing upwards. Now we're going to install this one on four legs. Assemble the metallic legs to the square frame. You're going to bring one of the legs first. And here I will highlight that each leg has on the corner, which is towards the inside, has one dot or two dots or three dots or none embossed. So that means that the leg that has one dot will need to match the one dot corner on the square frame. So your leg comes this way, the long part goes towards the outside, and the part which is cut here will fit with the square, the metallic square, the frame. So someone needs to help you for this. You just get it, and you make sure that you place this edge here, and the side that has the leg, that has one dot matches the side that has one dot. Once this is placed, you get one screw, and you place it from inside. There's a place to put it. So you place it, making sure that it goes through and catches the leg, and you tighten it very well before placing the one which is opposite to it. So this one is placed. The next leg that you place will be the opposite corner, so that it can fit, it can hold a bit while you place the two others. So once the four legs are assembled with the frame, I'm just going to repeat this part. The leg that has no dots on it will need to be placed facing the corner that has no dots. So we can zoom in to show this. The leg that has one dot embossed will need to be placed in front of the corner that has one. The leg that has two dots will need to be placed in front of the corner that has two. And finally, the leg that has three dots will have to be placed in front of the corner that has three. So now we're going to carry the whole structure and place it on top of the second square frame. The second metallic frame is the one that should be placed basically at the bottom of the whole structure that we've just assembled. Now, first, this frame doesn't have any placement for any screws, but still on one side you will see that there are 2 dots and 1 dot. So the marks that we just showed you, the 2 dots and the 1 dot on each side, will have to be aligned with the same marks that you have on the second square. So here you have on one side 2 dots, and on the opposite side you have 1 dot. So it's very important that the side that has 2 dots comes right on top of the one that has 2 dots on the floor. Similarly, the one that has 1 dot comes right on top of the one that has 1 on the floor. So now we're going to have to carry this structure. Someone needs to help me, to be 2 persons, and we're going to carry it and place it on top of the frame which is on the floor. And then we're going to zoom in and show how to place the screws. The frame which is on the floor will need to be assembled with the whole structure. So basically it will end up being elevated. So we've already placed 3 screws. Basically you have to place 1 screw at each corner, by making sure that when you place it, it catches also the leg, and you make sure that you tighten it very well. And as you can see, you have enough space at the bottom to pass your cables or and wires. So the last piece of the table base are the 4 panels that come each one on a side. These panels are flat from one side, and from the other side you have magnets and placements for dowels. So basically this part will go in, will face the inner part of the base. You just make sure that the side which is cut comes on the sides, and the side which is flat comes either on top or at the bottom. So you make you place your panel, making sure that the magnets that are on the leg match the magnet that are on the panel, and that the dowels fit in the corresponding holes. So very simply, you place it this way, and the magnets will catch the panel. So this is your assembled table base when all the panels are installed. All the panels are elevated so that your wires can pass underneath it, and at any point of time you can simply remove a panel, okay, and place it back the same way we did the first time, by making sure that the dowels and the magnets fit perfectly. So now we're going to assemble the tabletop with the base, the structure. The top is split into 2 identical parts, but you need to place each one in a very specific location. First, this side is the side that's supposed to be looking downwards, because it has all the placements for the different screws that will attach the top to the base structure. Now, if you look here, there's a mention saying 2. This mention 2 should match with the embossed dots that come on the square frame that we talked about earlier. Now the second panel has a mention saying 1, and that one should be placed on the side where you have the 1 dot embossed on the frame. So to place it simply, we carry it and we place it. You can use just 2 persons to do that, and you place it, making sure that the dowels that are on the legs match the dowels that are on the table, and it's perfectly placed. So we're going to place the second one similarly. So this is the second top panel. When placing it, you need to make sure that the biscuits that are on one side match perfectly with the openings corresponding to each biscuit. So you have 2 biscuits on each side, and you simply slide it, and you make sure that the biscuits are well placed. You need to be 2 persons to do it, 1 in front of you, and that's your top. Now the next step is to place the screws from the bottom and the supporting bars. Now the last piece of the puzzle is to place these 4 bars, 1 on each side. Now in order to know how to place them, basically if we get closer, each bar on one side has has some dots, a number. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the table, if you look from underneath, you will see a mention. On each side there's a number. Here I have number 2, so you will have number 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. So wherever you see a number, you should put the matching bar. So here I have number 2, I will take the bar that has 2 dots and place it here. To place it, as you can see, you have this part that goes out from the metallic support. So you simply need to put the cut section towards the smaller part. The cut section will need to fit with each side of the legs. So when you place it, it should fit perfectly on this support, and when you push it towards the inside, it's very well placed. So you place all the bars, one on each side, making sure the dot match the number on the table, and then we place the screws. So now that your metallic bar is placed parallel to the panel and parallel to the sides of your top panel, we need to place the screws that will attach that bar to the top. So basically you have two sizes. You'll need to use the long screw on the part where you have these two small supports on the corner. So I've placed one already. And the shorter one will need to be placed on the bar itself. So some of the bars have 3 locations, and the others have more. They have 4. So to place it, you may need to elevate a little bit the table to make sure that it's reaching the opening on the panel, and then you simply make sure to tighten it very well. You place all the screws on all the bars, on all the sides, and you tighten them very well. So after placing, fixing the 4 bars, as explained previously, you still need to place 1 screw on each leg on this location. So you have 1 on each leg, a total of 4. Plus, you should remember to place the appropriate screws inside. So for that, you need to remove a panel. Feel free to remove all 4 panels if it's easier for you. So some sides will take 3, and some sides will take 5. So basically, in total, between the screws to place on the metallic square panel, and the ones to place on the leg, plus the ones to place on the bars, you have a total of 40 screws to be placed. The long screws will come on the junction, on the corners of the leg, the metallic leg, and the shorter ones will go everywhere else.